Okay, this is the video tutorial that will show you how to add, edit, change, delete anything in the training events page. So if we just remind ourselves how we get there, so we go down to training events, which gives us the overview of information for it. And then we've got our call to action button here. Click here for full training details. We click on that, and that will then take us through to the training events page, which is all here. Now, my understanding of the information you gave me in your email is saying that you want to edit these, either edit what's in place or to remove one, add a new one, whatever. So once you've got to this, as you know, once you've logged into the website, you get this menu bar at the top. It gives you easy access to each page. So we want to obviously edit the training events page, so that's the best way of actually accessing it. So we just click on edit page, and that will then take us into the back end of that page. Let me just show you. So we've got, this is the top event at the moment. So if we go back to here, so this bit here is placed in this area in the actual back end of the website. So if this is what you want to edit, then the easiest thing to do is to, whatever training event you want to edit, you just scroll down till you find the one. And if you just want to edit the text in some way, then all you need to do is just click on the text itself. It will then open up the text block, and that will then give you access to that text, and you can then do your edits as you wish, and then click save, and then making sure you then click update, and then you're all good to go. Now, the way I've created this was each of these training event areas are in what's known as a color block. And where I'm doing the cursor now, this is the whole block. And you can see it's called a color section. I've named it happiness for linking through, which I can show you later once you decide whether you want it to link from somewhere else. But basically, the easiest way to add a new training event, if you've got a new training event and you want to add to the whole list, then the easiest way of creating that is to go to one that's already in place, like this one. As you hover over these icons, you'll see the middle one here says clone section. So this means if I click this, it's allow me to clone and duplicate everything that you're now currently looking at. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll scroll down, and there it is again, immediately cloned. So what you would then do is copy and paste. So you say, for instance, you've got your details of your new training event in a Word document, for instance. Let's assume this is what I'm doing. I then want to change. I want to add my new training event in that one I've just cloned. And right, so I'm now going to click on the I'm going to exit. I'm going to enter the text box. I'm now going to highlight all of this text. Get it to work. And I'm going to right click and paste. So all of the new contents of the new training event are now pasted into that text block. I'm now going to save it. I'll probably want to change the image as well. So let's change the image. So if it's something you've already uploaded into the library, then you just go to Media Library and you just find it. If you've not yet uploaded it into the library on the website, just click Upload Files, and you can now select the files. You can have a click select, or you can drag and drop. So I'm going to drag this page, because the reason I'm going to use this image is because I'm going to show you something else in a second about how to optimize your images the easy way. So I'm going to put the proper size in. The size I'd probably put in is that one. Insert, and it will appear. So save, and then what I'll do is update. And then when I go to the front end of the page, So when we refresh the page, we can now see the new event that we've now added, and then we can go in and play around with it. If we don't like the look of that picture, like for instance, I would probably change that to something that looked more in fitting with the rest, so we want to do it that size. So I'd go back in, click on the image, and then literally just go to one of these, probably that one, insert that, that's better. Save, update, go to front end, refresh, and we've got it back in place. Right, so that's how you would do it. So that is basically how you add, edit an event. Now if you wanted to, once you put it in place, if you decided actually I want that in a different position on the page, then if you go back to the colour section area and hover over the edge, you'll see that the cursor changes to 4 arrows, and what you do is you grab it and you can then drag it, and I can drag it down here, I can drag it as far as I want. Let's stick it there. Let's go back up and click on update, and then what we'll see when we refresh the page again, we've moved it successfully from where it was sat to now where we want it sat down here. Okay, now one of the other things you'll notice is missing at this point is the divider line, the orange line with the heart. Okay, so let's show you how we add that, because what we want to be able to do is put that between the personal values and the more happiness one. So we go to the back end again, we find where the arrow, the divider lines are placed in here, and again if you hover over it you'll see a highlight. This is known as a separator white space element. I've already set them up to be like this in terms of size and colour, so we don't have to worry about that because we can clone it. So basically what we're going to do is hover over it, go to that central icon again, click on clone, and then highlight it and drag it into the space that's left. So the empty space again, update, and refresh, and there it is. Okay, now important thing on the picture, on the images, is to get the size right. We need to optimize the size so that they are small file size, maximum quality, and I'll show you what I mean by that. If you go to the media library, if I click on this one I just uploaded, you can see that it's 96 KB because we'd optimized it. I'd already optimized it because I've got Photoshop and I've got access to that. If you haven't got that, there is a simple way to do it, almost like a cheating way to do it, which is, and I shall give you this in the email, is there's a website called tinypng.com which allows you to drop an image into it. It will then resize it and then you can download it. I'll show you how it works. If I bring this image I've got on my computer over, if I highlight this, and you'll see the size, so it's, one second, I'm in the wrong box, desktop, right. Okay, if we hover over this one, it's 665 KB, which is big. So if we opened it, it would look like that. Now we want to keep the quality, but we want to have it as a much smaller file size so that the website doesn't slow down, so that we actually make sure we keep the speed of the website up. So what I'm going to do is, with this website open, I'm going to drag this large file and drop it, and you will see that it does complete through, and you can see that it's reduced it by 86%. So it's taken it from 681 KB to 98 KB. But as you will see, if I download it and then open it, you will see, and put them side by side, you will see that they are no different in quality. So if I put one there, this is the one that's the big one. So they are basically identical in quality, but now a fraction of the size, which is what we want. And that's the best way of doing it. So whenever you're doing your training events, uploading them, that's what you want to run them through first. Have the picture, just drop it into the tinypng.com website, and you've got your nice optimized picture, which will look good on the website, but it's going to be a fraction of the size. Okay, so just to remind you, if we go over to, because once you've seen the tutorial, you obviously want to get starting on it, is don't forget the golden rule. So on the left hand side here, we've got all the, in the dashboard, we've got all of the areas. If we scroll down, first thing to do once you've logged in is to scroll down to the bottom of the left hand side of the dashboard, find where it says database. As you hover over it, a menu will pop out. Second from the top, you will see backup database. Click on that, and then once the page comes up, go down to the bottom of the page, and the button that says backup, you click on backup. Once that's done, it will come up at the top of the page telling you, and once you've clicked that backup, it will appear at the top telling you that it's been successfully backed up, date and time. Once you've done all of your editing, you've added your training events and so forth, and you're happy with it, come back to this place, go back to backup, and back it up again. That means if in the event of worst case scenario, something goes wrong during your edits or something goes wrong after you finish editing, you haven't lost all the work. And if you do experience worst case scenario, then you just need to go to this area again, click on manage backups, and once you get to that page, you can then find the last backup you did, which you know was okay, in this case this one. For me, I would then select that backup, and then I'd go down to here, click on restore, and everything will be back to normal, so nothing lost. Okay, and that is it really. That's how you will change the training events on this page. Obviously what I'm now going to do is go back to that bit I've just created for you as an example. I'm not in there yet. This is the bit I want to get rid of, this bit obviously. So if I go back into here, once I'm back into the back end of that training events page, so I'm now scrolling down to the bit I just created as an example, and I can just delete it all, including that divider. Go back up here, update, and then everything will be back to normal. Here it comes. Once it's finished updating, once it's refreshed, you will see that it's all back to normal. There it is. Okay, so I will put the domain name for that website in your email. If there's any other questions or clarification you need, just pop us an email, and I shall answer your questions as best I can. Okay, thank you very much. Hopefully you found this useful.